What's going on, everyone? We're back with another video after a month-long hiatus, which I do apologize for. I tried doing a Switch 2 video, though I wasn't really impressed with my own impressions on the video itself, so I chose to scrap it, and on top of that, I got sick with the flu. That was fun. But of course, we gotta get back to business as we need to talk about some of my predictions I made about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake and how they're starting to change. And of course, we're gonna discuss that for today. But of course, before we dive right in, make sure you go out and hit that subscribe button. It's free, you might as well do it, and I really do appreciate it. So let's start with my predictions as a whole. I personally said that we would see a Nintendo Direct this February, and I did believe that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake would be at that Direct. Well, we're about 3/4 ways through February and no announcement of a Nintendo Direct in February. Though we did get confirmation of when exactly that April 2nd Direct for Switch 2 would be, which is 6 in the goddamn morning. Goddamn you, Nintendo. Though aside from that, we didn't really get anything in regards to a Nintendo Direct in February. And here we are right now, and the Pokemon Company announced that they're going to do their Pokemon Presents around Pokemon Day. And that's really where the nail in the coffin comes in. If you look at things historically, typically a Nintendo Direct and a Pokemon Presents, or back in the day when they used to be called Pokemon Direct, don't really intersect in the same week. They're usually about a week apart. And if they do announce a Nintendo Direct, of course that's going to be breaking trends, but who knows at this point. I'm kind of leaning more on no Nintendo Direct, we're just going to get this Pokemon Presents. And that does present some things when it comes down to Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake. Because you guys remember in my video, I also said if we were not going to get this Nintendo Direct in February, then we would probably see Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake at Dragon Quest Day instead. And that seems to be a lot more likely now, just based on certain rumors that are going around the corners, which we'll discuss, and of course some statements from Yuji Horii. So let's first start with some of the rumors I've been hearing so far, which comes from this video right here from a KH YouTuber. I don't know his name at this moment in time, but I will indeed link his video down below. And in this video, he had some insider sources from Square Enix, which of course take with a grain of salt, that told him in regards to 2025, Square Enix's lineup would be pretty sparse, as they're trying to gear up the new plan from Takeshi Kiryu, and in terms of 2025, that would basically mean they only have some few AA titles they didn't cancel that would release this year. And if you look at releases like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake, that does fit the bill of being a AA title they have left. And if you look at Square Enix's own website, you can clearly see there's not that many releases releasing in 2025, though of course it's kinda incomplete seeing how Dragon Quest Keshi Keshi, a game that's discontinued in Japan, is still listed for a Western release. But regardless though, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake is the only title we really know is coming out in 2025. And of course you have some KH fanboys out there that are coping at the idea that Missing Link is still going to be a release for Square Enix, to which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really don't think that's going to be the case there. And if you really put it into perspective, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake is going to be a pretty big success, around the same level as Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D remake. I do suspect this game to sell a bit less in comparison, but keep in mind this is Dragon Quest we're talking about here. Mainline titles, even remakes, sell relatively well for Square Enix. So I do suspect, just based on this person who has insider sources, if we're not getting that many titles from Square Enix might be seeing this internally that we have to release Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake in the holiday season is going to perform strongly in a similar sense to Dragon Quest 3. So I personally now think Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake is not going to release in the first half of 2025, just based on the fact of this person who has insider sources that there's not going to be that many titles from Square Enix this year, because they do need a title that is going to perform strong during the holiday season, and a mainline remake of a Dragon Quest title is going to perform those numbers. So I personally now think Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake is going to release in the later half of 2025. And ultimately, what does this mean for Dragon Quest 12? Are we actually going to see this title if we're going to wait this long for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake? I still think there is hope, but just based on the words from Yuji Horii, I really don't think we're going to see much of Dragon Quest XII. We're not going to see a full reveal of the gameplay itself. And what exactly were Yuji Horí's words? Well, he was on a live stream about a couple of weeks ago, and he basically said to look forward to Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake, and they do intend to show little by little information of Dragon Quest XII. And those words kind of just translate to me, we're focusing on Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake, we don't want you focusing on Dragon Quest XII because we don't want to cannibalize sales of 1 and 2 HD-2D. Which of course makes sense to me. They obviously want every single Dragon Quest title to perform as much as it can do. As we can clearly see, it paid dividends for Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince as that game sold 1 million, and it did very well for Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D remake, seeing how that game sold 2 million units and exceeded Square Enix's expectations. So I really don't think we're going to see that much information in regards to Dragon Quest XII. I do think we could still see it at that April 2nd Nintendo Direct, but we're not going to get much. In fact, I do think we're going to see relatively little of Dragon Quest XII, because they want you focused on buying Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake. And quite honestly, I wouldn't be feeling this way if it weren't for that rumor from that KH guy that Square Enix wasn't going to be releasing that many titles in 2025. Because just based on that rumor alone, it tells me that Square Enix wants something for the holiday season, and they only really have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D. Because I personally don't think there's going to be some big Final Fantasy title that comes out for the holiday season, and of course, they don't really have that many titles in their pipeline that really fits the bill of a big holiday title like Dragon Quest. So unfortunately, this is the situation we see ourselves in. It definitely seems a bit pessimistic when it comes down to it that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake is not going to release in the first half of 2025. I personally felt it was going to release in the first half, but just based on new information, I no longer feel that case anymore. But of course, that's just my opinions right there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Plus, don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe as well. And if you want to see more videos, do check out these videos right here. I personally think you'll enjoy them. See you guys on the next one. Take care.